Well, it looks like the stock market has entered its next bull cycle, but I think it's kind of honestly just complete BS. But what exactly does being in the next bull market cycle mean? And honestly, you can still get completely screwed even during a bull market if indeed we are there. And guess what? It's going to come from places you think are actually helping you. So it's a tough conversation, but we have to have it so you avoid all the market BS. I just ask that you gently tap that like button and consider subscribing too. It's super easy to do if you like the truth without the hype and if you want the honest truth on things like this. All right, so we have to kind of separate the truth from fiction in regards to all this, bull market stuff that's kind of come up, and make sure that you're kind of being led down the correct path if and when a bull market is actually here, what matters, what doesn't matter, a whole lot of topics like that. And we actually discussed this in my group just a few weeks ago. So I kind of wanted to play that video for you guys here, and make sure you check out the pinned comment down there and see if a membership's right for you. I may or may not still have it for sale. Who knows? I don't know. You got to check it out and see. But anyways, I thought this video would be really helpful for you guys here as well, because I'm already starting to see a lot of bullish narratives out there, a lot of bull market type talk. And so I just kind of wanted to make sure I cover it here specifically, what is, what isn't a bull market, all the fact and fiction and everything else in between with that. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. All right, guys, so let's talk about a bull market, and is it here or not, and what exactly does being in a bull market actually mean? And like most things with investing, the answer is honestly, it's not straightforward. So the first part of that is yes, we are, according to the technicals and all the indicators and all the various little things that the market tries to attach to being in a bull market, we are now starting that bull cycle. That is absolutely true. However, to me, and this is kind of what we're going to talk about today, it means absolutely nothing. Zero, zip. I put zero thought into it. I have not been watching the indicators. I have not been tracking, how many days we've been in a, positive cycle or anything else like that at all. Totally do not care. The only time any of this matters is whenever I'm making kind of broader kind of macro points or something of that nature, or if you own index funds, then obviously this is important. Beyond that, it means absolutely zero if you own individual stocks. And for kind of a broader context on this, we have had stocks that technically met all the indicators of being in a bull market last year, like at the low. So at the October lows, there were stocks that were technically in a bull market, and vice versa. We have stocks last year that were never in a bear market. They were actually in a bull market the entire year of 2022. So it's, to me, completely useless to think about, are we in a bull market? Are we in a bear market? Or anything else like that, because we have stocks that have been in a bull market cycle that are just now starting their bear market cycle right now, and vice versa. We had stocks that started running months and were clearly in a bull cycle months, maybe even longer than that, ahead of the actual, bull market starting in the stock market. So if you waited for the stock market to turn bullish before investing in a stock like Meta, for example, or Tesla, or any of those other ones like that, you missed out on some incredible once-in-a-lifetime top opportunities to buy stocks, and vice versa. We have some stocks that if you're buying right now at the beginning of this bull market, you're going to get eaten alive. You are going to get crushed because they are just now starting their bear cycle. So think kind of like old man stocks trading at not all-time highs in regards to valuation. Your McDonald's, your Cokes, a lot of our dividend plays, some of those stocks like that. Now, again, some of the dividend plays got beaten down just like all the rest of the stocks did last year. So they're now entering into a bull cycle, but a lot of the other ones are just now entering their bear cycle. So this is why I don't care about this. And this is common. This is exactly how crashes and recoveries in markets last. It was the same exact thing during the financial crisis, exactly the same way. Didn't freaking matter when the market actually bottomed. There were stocks that were already on their run months, 3 months, 6 months in advance of the financial crisis bottom. And vice versa, there was a lot of stocks on the back end of that after the market had technically hit the bottom and started running up that were just now starting their massive, massive decline. So it is very, very individual to each stock. And to me, they're useless metrics. It's a nice talking point. It definitely can give you things like where's the momentum overall going? Maybe, is money more or less likely to come into the market during one of the other cycles? Yeah, that all tells me that. But guess when I want to be buying stocks? I want to be buying stocks when all the money's flooding out, because that's where all the deals are. That's been proven, right? I mean, you can go back and look at a chart from the financial crisis. You wanted money when you wanted to buy when nobody was putting money in. You didn't want to buy when everybody was putting in at the top of the hike cycle in 2021. I mean, these things play out over and over and over again. So it's just, honestly, it's a useless metric. Again, beyond kind of showing momentum or kind of a broader macro point that, hey, look, the stock market always recovers faster, than the rest of the economy does, or, they're always ahead. You can make some points like that, but unless you're buying index funds, the thought process behind, are we in a bull market, are we in a bear market, totally useless, because every single stock sometimes moves in concert somewhat with that narrative. Sometimes they move in exact contrast of that narrative. And it's different. It's a different mix of stocks each time. It's different stocks react differently during different times. Everything's completely different. That's why I just focus on valuation, sticking with my plan, and looking at each one of my stocks individually. And I don't care what the Nasdaq's doing. I don't care what the Dow's doing. I don't care what, anything else is doing. Doesn't matter to me. I care about what Tesla's doing. I care about, what SoFi is doing. I care about what Palantir is doing. I care about what all of my stocks are doing as a business. And then if Wall Street wants to get silly one way or another, they may be providing me with an opportunity. But my focus needs to be over here on the businesses themselves, not on what the market is doing. Who freaking cares if the Dow's at all-time highs or it's making new lows? Don't freaking care if Tesla's on a screaming deal or if it's on an epic run and I need to be laying off because now it's overvalued. Totally irrelevant. And this decoupling, I don't even know if that's a word. Anyways, stocks decoupling and businesses decoupling from the market and what the market's doing happen all the time. Now, kind of the second piece to this is, don't go thinking a bull market is exactly what we saw in 2020 and 2021. That is not a bull market. That is the tippy top speculative blow off top at the end of an epic bull run, which of course it was one of the greatest, if not the greatest bull runs in the history of the stock market to that. So get the idea of 2021, 2020 out of your head completely. That is not a normal bull market. We've already seen it. The videos are already coming out. People are already saying this stock to 500, this stock to 3,000, this stock to 1,000, this stock to 100, whatever. It's all ridiculous. Realistically, it's going to be a decade till we get to a lot of those numbers, if we ever get there at all, for a lot of those stocks. And that's all pure speculation. So that kind of stuff's useless. So please don't let that narrative now everybody's going to try to pump the 2020, 2021 narrative, mostly because a lot of the folks who were out there pumping stuff, that was their first time to actually be, they weren't participating in the bull market the prior 10 years. That was their, first big go round into a lot of this sort of stuff. So you got to kind of ignore that sort of thing and realize that's not realistic. Now, I will say this on the flip side, just because a stock like Meta is up 200% or whatever the heck it's up now, does not mean that that is part of that hype cycle and it just has to go down. There is a massive, massive difference between a stock like Meta that during a actual bear market, here's where I would use the term bear market, got beaten down to just stupid low levels. And now, yes, it's up 200%, but I still think it's a little bit undervalued. I just do, based upon the numbers, based upon valuation. So being up 200% on a stock, where the fair value, this is why I preach valuation so much, where the fair value is actually still above the price of the stock, that tells me there's plenty of room to run. That's not a 2020, 2021 type hype run. The opposite of that would be, Meta being at $600 per share right now today. That, or 900, I guess is what it would be to be up 200%. That is absolutely a 2020, 2021 hype style run. And at that stage, yes, that is just ridiculous. That is the big difference there. So being up 200% means something completely different depending upon what fair value is in the stock. So that's another thing you got to kind of remember is, okay, if, SoFi were to go up, and I'm just using an example, if it were to go up $30, that is significantly overvalued. No chance in the world I'm paying that. It's overvalued by any metric, by a lot. That is completely different to me than Meta being on the same kind of, basically triple up from that bottom, or double, whatever, up 200% from that bottom there. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Those are two completely different scenarios. And if I was looking to start a position on both, I would absolutely be not even looking at SoFi and would absolutely be willing to start DCAing into Meta in that particular scenario there. So you have to kind of understand runs are relative. Everything is relative to the individual stock, and you cannot apply one rule across them all. You cannot apply all stocks are in a bull market, or all stocks are in a bear market, or all stocks up 200% are overvalued, or all stocks under, whatever. You can't do that. So to me, everything's individual. I don't care about the bull market. Awesome. It's great. Don't get me wrong. It definitely plays in my favor because it means more likely than not money's going to come to my place. But you still can lose money in a bull market. No doubt about it. Ask me how I know. And you can also miss out on a lot of money in a bull market as well if you're not investing properly and doing those valuations and really paying attention to what's going on with your stocks. You still have to have a plan during a bull market. The 2020, 2021, throw money at anything and you can make a killing. It's over with. It's a fallacy. So Are we technically in a bull market now? Yes, we technically are. How long does it last? Who knows? It could be a year, it could be 6 months, it could be 6 years. Nobody freaking knows. There is no way, no indicator, no sign, no chart you can pull up. Zero. 100% a guess for everyone. But the important piece for me to understand is it doesn't matter. It doesn't freaking matter. I'm not paying attention. I don't care. I'm paying attention to my stocks, focusing on those, and just letting everything else work out, because it's just magic how that works, right? You focus on what you're doing, things just tend to work out over the long run when you're making the right decisions. Not that it's perfect, not that there aren't bumps, not that you're not going to make mistakes, but in general, worrying about things or looking at things in regards to bear markets, bull markets, whatever, to me is just absolutely useless. So hopefully this cleared up some of the confusion, gave you kind of a good base, a good solid base to work from as we start seeing hype and a lot of other garbage out there, or fear and doom and gloom because, oh my gosh, this stock's up 200%. It just has to fall. Whatever, it's all relative to what's actually going on in regards to fair value. So. And remember, if you want to see 3 to 5 videos like this I put out weekly, and if you want to get my entire watch list complete with price targets, see all of my buy and sell alerts in real time, plus take 5 courses for free, have access to me anytime you want, slide into my DMs, jump on our live Q&As that we do weekly, and we have a stock analyzer tool that's going to be completely free for members to use. Make sure you check out the pinned comment down there and see if a membership's right for you. And click this video here if you want to see the exact stocks I'm buying in this market, and click here if you want to see my exact plan for this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.